It was the best case scenario following a 28-hour standoff with all three hostages released and the suspect taken into custody with minimal injuries. Just after 8 p.m. Wednesday, 37-year-old suspect Bradley Garcia was taken into custody to conclude a lengthy armed standoff with authorities. The incident began Tuesday around 3 p.m. when deputies attempted to stop Garcia's vehicle for being in connection with stolen firearms. When Garcia failed to stop, authorities began a pursuit through Gehring, with Garcia firing shots at officers that ended with him crashing the vehicle into the garage at the house in the 2300 block of 19th Street. The home that Garcia crashed into is owned by his parents, and a sister-in-law and her two juvenile daughters were taken hostage when Garcia entered the home. About 2 hours after the standoff began, Garcia allowed the two minors to leave the home, but his sister-in-law was not released. A Facebook Live video showed Garcia streaming live from inside the house, and he had his sister-in-law call dispatchers and tell them that he wanted them to back off at least 1 block away or he would start shooting them with his high-powered rifle. Multiple law enforcement agencies, including Scottsdale Police and the Nebraska State Patrol, responded immediately. In the video, Garcia also demanded to talk to the FBI because he said his civil rights had been violated. FBI agents started to arrive late Tuesday night, and additional agents and tactical units from Virginia were on scene by early Wednesday morning. Garcia's sister-in-law was released safely around 1:30 Wednesday afternoon, which was shortly followed by tactical units and armored vehicles moving into position around the home. Shortly after 2 p.m., multiple breach charges and flashbangs were set off at the home over the course of an hour, along with commands being given to Garcia to come out to the door with his hands up. Authorities attempted to have Garcia surrender over the next few hours, and other than an occasional flashbang or verbal command, very little activity was witnessed at the scene in the late afternoon. That changed around 7:45 p.m. when it became apparent that officers had waited as long as they were going to for Garcia to surrender. KNEB News heard multiple flashbangs and authorities yelling commands at Garcia, who had taken up a position in the attic. Multiple gunshots were heard, followed by 3 very loud percussions described by some as huge explosions just after 8 p.m. The blasts were strong enough to set off car alarms in the area. Authorities were able to take Garcia into custody a few minutes later, and the incident finally came to a close. He was transported to Regional West for a medical check and then booked into the Scottsdale County Detention Center around 12:45 a.m. Thursday morning. We'll have more news right after this.